All right, they've been doing construction next door. Was a giant, like, crane truck out front. We'll see if it's there when we get out front. Morning. No, okay. They moved the truck before we got down here. It's ever so faintly dimmer every morning. Although we're hitting that time where it's starting to get lighter. As much like it was back in Portland, as it is pretty much around the world, we universally accept that the solstice is somewhere in the early 20s of December. But sunrise and sunset, at least at their shortest times, don't even happen on the same day. Let alone happen near the 20. Because like our latest sunset will be somewhere about Christmas here, but our latest, you know what I mean. I'm mixing myself up here, but like the latest sunrise will happen sometime like now, somewhere in the teens. And you know, if you take the two dates and you average them, cool, it's the 23rd. Or the 22nd. Whenever the solstice is. Although at least the streetlights have turned off. I do like the fact that the tram could be full of people. And at a pedestrian crossing, it'll come almost to a screeching halt. For one person to cross the street. To be fair, it is at a designated pedestrian crosswalk, but it's like, the trams are nicer than some cars. Yeah. So I've got to do back today, which is going to be a stress on my shoulder. To be fair, I did it last time, but I didn't realize that I probably should have gone light, so may have hurt it a little bit more. As I said yesterday, I'm go a little bit lighter on my row and probably even my high row, just to make sure that I get much more form. Like, I'm not saying you should ignore form when strength training, but there's sometimes you can give a little bit on your form. And you see it when people do like bench press. Sometimes they'll like, because you're supposed to have your chest puffed up when laying on the bench, basically your lower back's arched up, but some people like push their lower back into it. They're still in proper form for the pectoral muscle, but they're kind of maybe utilizing for that last rep to get it up there. They're utilizing some other muscles they shouldn't be. And nobody's perfect, but with physical therapy, you go down a lot of weight to absolutely focus on your form. And since most of my shoulder muscles, shoulder supportive muscles, not necessarily the deltoids, are weak and were probably strained and never got therapied, I need to focus more on form rather than trying to break them down for strength training. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Winter event in Pokemon has started up. There's a weird new Pokemon somewhere that is inundating my nearby, but wasn't at our actual home Pokestop. I'll let you guys know later what that thing is. And we're also at like every day spin a Pokestop, get an incubator.
All right.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun, of like walking to the gym and all that jazz and getting KMs to Adventure Sync. But yeah. All right, 37 Amstel's the next thing on the list. I don't know how far away it is, but it's the next thing on the list. Anything?
Nah.
No, we pretty much said everything last night for travelers, and that's all we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's not much else. Kind of a downtime week. Oh, I might rant later about U.S. banks.
God. Just banks in general.
Well, I'll talk to you guys about that one later. Once I get home and fed and... oh, there is his bus, by the way.
Nice. Bye.
Okay, that's a little better. It's over on the far end of that little shelf above the sink, but the skylight is able to put light in, and it's dim enough back there. Although this thing is still having some light problems. Anyways, I'm making a protein shake real fast. So I'm gonna explain, not the banks here. Aaron's like, oh, all banks. That was his like old brain. It's kind of his old self kicking in. Honestly, aside from ING, we've had a lot of good stuff with Amro. Okay? Technically, and then we've had Bunk, which not really a problem. So 33% of our banks that we've dealt with here in the Netherlands have been royal problems, and the other two have not been a problem really much at all. However, we still have, at least I do, have a lot of money still tied up in a bank back in the States. It's just sort of one of those things of like, there's money in there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna leave it there, and I've been slowly pulling stuff out, but it's all in a savings account so we can gain money while I was over here until I was able to move it, yada yada. Smart idea. You know, I'm a freaking adult, let's do this the right way. So I was like, okay, now that we have Amro Bank, now that we have all this stuff that's like settled down, we're gonna be here for a while, let's move a fair bit of that money over. Well, my bank, small hometown, not many branch bank, as they told us on the phone, because we called it like 7 o'clock at night just to get a hold of them early in the morning. Yeah, they're like, well, we can do an international transfer of funds, but you need to be here to sign. You need to be present to sign your stuff. So you're telling me that here's the odd conundrum. This is possibly what we might need, but we're gonna look at other options. But this is the most first option. How am I saying this? Anyways, this is how the bank laid it out. There we are. Me, since I have that account, Aaron has no name on that account, fly back to the States, go to the main branch, sign all the various paperwork to transfer less than 10,000, less than 10,000 internationally to a bank over here that I have to have my name on. Now, here's the thing. So if I'd have stayed longer back in the States, could I have transferred it? No, because then I couldn't have started an account over here with Aaron and joint and had that done. Because then Aaron would have needed to come back to the States to an account that wasn't his to initiate a transfer of funds. His bank most likely probably has the same issue also. Maybe not so much, it's a little bit bigger of a bank, but yeah. We still have the issue with the car payment on that. By the way, we still own the car. We had to deal with that insurance for a little bit because it hadn't been insured for a while because we weren't driving it. But then the bank, since they have a loan out on it, were like, oh, we need this absolutely insured. And we're like, this thing hasn't moved. It's probably like sinking into the mud right now because it's not on pavement. You know, or not. It's not a very heavy car. It's a Prius. So that was the proposed plan. All right. We're having another issue, so we looked at other means of like transferring overseas that don't involve us spending $1,400 just getting back there. X number of times, for at least a day. Just to take care of all that. And if I'm going back there for just a day, it's going to be an extra day on top of that, and I'm going to do some shopping. Take everything back in a suitcase. Smuggling. Anyways. The dictionary definition of smuggling. You'd be surprised how many people in Oregon and Washington do smuggling. I'm drinking a protein shake because I'm going to head down, do back, and row, and biceps and stuff. Strengthen the actual weaker parts. So what we are going to do, and this was sort of a weird surprise. The European PayPal, Netherlands PayPal, something like that, is a separate thing from the PayPal we're used to in the States. So we needed to form a trapezoid, basically, no bottom thing, because we can't direct transfer from my bank account to Aaron to the bank account here. Does this make any sense? Do you guys see where this is going? So you're going from here, and I told it as a trapezoid because a square makes you think, this. Whereas to me, it's like you go up to the cloud to my PayPal account, transfer that money from that PayPal account to a Netherlands PayPal account or a European PayPal account, and then have that PayPal account withdraw, deposit, transfer down into the Amro. Except there was way too much money going through at one point, and Aaron needs to do a proof of residency for his PayPal over here. So we need to figure out all needs to be done about that, and he needs to scan it and Aaron's like, it shouldn't be this hard. I was like, That's why you're like, it's all banks. I'm like, no, it's not all banks. It's our banks back in the States. I mean, to be fair, we might have had an issue if we had an actual bank, not credit union. But the fact that we just don't have IBANs back home, they're like, if you don't have a routing number, we don't know how to transfer. I mean, like, you can do an international transfer, but that takes a lot of paperwork. You got to be here in person. That's pretty much what the guy said. And we're like, we're really frustrated with the closed off American system from the entire world. I mean, they make memes, let alone about the whole like metric versus imperial system. But until you try to start moving stuff and other, like, the unit conversion and the currency conversion are paltry. They're small. So I've got the thing here. I'm gonna move over to the couch here, and yeah. I didn't get a wonderful tripod. It's sitting on the clothes drying rack. Very, very precariously balanced. This didn't move with you guys? Yeah, it's part of the drying rack right here. This is my other hoodie. Anyways, so yeah, I picked it up off eBay. And I love the international shipping stuff, because when the few things we've gotten from the States, aside from Aaron's mom, have come with like such egregious amount of packaging. It's just, these are gloves. These are football gloves, receiver gloves. They are intended to be taking a beating. Oh God, they are blue. Yay, positive review for eBay person, store, or whatever I bought this from. But it's just, I mean, to be fair, it is wrapped in bubble wrap, basically. It's a bubble wrap bag, if you guys can tell. A bubble wrap envelope. I get it. So, yeah, here they are. Oh, they still got a new tag on them and everything. Oh, look at that. They're Under Armour Spotlights. They are adult large. The ones I got from Sleeves, like I said, I misordered them, and that was an issue because I didn't want to worry about fitting these things through the hole. So I won't be wearing these, but for games, because I don't want to mess them up as much as possible. You know, and since we've got, at least the helmet is blue and white with the little yellow on it, I figured this would be just fine. Might actually be even cool if I wear some of the thicker white under gear. It's not necessarily Under Armour, but oh yeah. Oh, come on. Okay, so even in my eye says it's not perfect. You know, blue and blue doesn't always come across. Plus this is kind of shiny, but it's like the same blue can be put on different materials and look different. But, you know, it's still got the white and the blue look. Certainly better than black and white. Blends in a little bit better, but then again, still got the black chin pad, but, you know, whatever. And yeah, and that way, you know, when they dangle from there, but yeah, I'm gonna, oh, cool. Awesome, time to go write good eBay review. Sportlight. Never actually heard of this off of Under Armour. We'll see how they perform later. So yeah, in case you guys want to get the glue grip, start sticky, stay sticky, and then in French, and then in, oh, that's still French. It's the UA Spotlight football gloves for skill players. And then French, I can't. The thing is like now that I've heard people speaking French, not just like American speaking French, but like actual French speaking French, I'm just like, I have no idea what letters were pronounced in that anymore. So yeah. Anyways, I will chat with you guys probably maybe after the gym for idle stuff. In the gym, just got done with chest day and I'm having my after gym coffee. Yeah, I have gloves coming in today and the camera's packed away kinda, so I didn't be able to pull it. Plus it's a little bit more awkward, plus I can stare at my phone pretty easily. And, you know, tuck it away so nobody sees that I'm actually recording myself. I'm right next to the desk, but I'm not gonna, I mean, although that's a gym. haircut place over there. Should think about maybe getting a haircut here because I don't know. It's an Americano basically. It comes out of one of the machines. It's just how it is here. It didn't take me that long to get over it. I thought it was going to take forever. But I'd never get used to it. But then again, I'm American, so it's either always or never. So anyways, I'll see you guys back out on the walk. I'm going to finish up some Star Trek stuff here and a coffee.